I hope you are fine and okay wherever you are. In a video that I posted a few hours ago in the morning, I tried to analyze what awaits Africa with the exit of Wagner Group, or with the possible exit of Wagner Group. And one of the possibilities that I stated in that video was that there will be increased terrorism activities in African countries, because terrorists will be taking advantage of the absence of Wagner troops. And while I was reading through some articles today, just some few minutes ago, I realized that the terrorist activities, extremist activities in African countries have indeed started to increase. I found that in Burkina Faso yesterday, 40 volunteer soldiers and 39 regular soldiers were killed in a terrorist attack. And that article reported that at least 80 people were killed by these insurgents. 50 of the terrorists were also killed. That is Burkina Faso. I also found that in DRC Congo, 20 people were killed on June 30th by terrorists. These people were torched, burnt inside the bus. And now these are just evidences that Africa is at a great stake. Security problem in Africa is going to increase, and it is going to worsen. With the possible exit of Wagner troops in Africa, African states are going to be left with the rebels, who are many in their numbers. And as I suggested, there is a possibility that many African governments that relied on Wagner Group are going to fall. African governments who exclusively relied on Wagner troops are going to fall, because terrorists are going to take advantage of the power vacuum. That is a possibility. You can see the evidences in Burkina Faso, the evidences in DR Congo points to a possible overwhelming of the African governments by the rebel groups. Terrorism is going to surge in these countries. I stated the case of Mali, I stated the case of Central African Republic, I stated the case of Mozambique, Sudan, Somalia. In these countries, if and only if Wagner troops exit Africa, then African states are out for a nightmare. These extremist groups, these terrorist groups, these insurgents are going to overwhelm African governments. And I am very sure that African armies cannot fight the terrorists, and that is why they contracted Wagner troops to help them fight these terrorists. If Wagner troops are gone, then mark my words, African governments are in for a nightmare. Terrorism activities are going to increase even tenfold, and sadly, many civilians are going to die. Thank you, and you all have a great day.